Well, hello and welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection since 1991. Another great show is in store for you today. This is Friday, March 10th, and I'm Pete Connor, your host. We have a couple of folks in studio, and then we will be going on location for another segment. But I sure would like to welcome Pat Buretta, who is the clinical manager at Homestead Hospice House, and also JoLynn Chadwick, who is a volunteer, and we're going to be talking about some important things upcoming when we come back. But the first thing that we're going to be doing is to take a bit of time, as we do on Fridays, to highlight our valued sponsors. Our premier sponsors are the City of Owatonna, Express Employment Professionals, Owatonna Public Utilities, and Steele County Food Shelf. Our primary sponsors, Amy Swain Hearing Centers, Anytime Fitness, Fairway Foods, the Little Theater of Owatonna, and Owatonna Foundation. Our interlude sponsors, Bremer Bank, Brenda Bednar Mortgage Office, Cedar Valley Services, Glenn Mager and Michael Mager from the Brick Mager Funeral Home and Medford Funeral Home, Carlson Branstead and Company, CPAs, ER Gillespie Real Estate, Fairview Animal Medical Center, Horizon Eye Care, Owatonna Area Business Development Center, the Steele County Historical Society, and the Steele County Transitional Housing, the Third Hand Video Productions, Triam Graphics, and TPS Insurance. And we hope that you support these wonderful Owatonna businesses that support this show. And please say thanks to them when you see them out and around. We're able to continue with the show because of them. And always are we looking for additional sponsors. So if you know of anyone that might be interested in coming aboard, please let Leanne know at 390-5751. Well, we are going to take a quick break for some messages from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with Pat and JoLynn. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Dr. Beth Giltvet.
And I'm Dr. Nick Vincelli of Horizon Eye Care.
We want you to see what you love and love how you see. We're proud sponsors of the Owatonna Today Show.
I needed more than just another dead-end job. I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
With the kids off to college, I decided it was time for me to go back to work and express myself.
Express got me in touch with some really great companies. Now I'm on my way to a great career.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
Did you know there are families in Steele County that go to bed hungry every night? This is Nancy Ness from the Steele County Food Shelf, reminding you that March is Minnesota Food Share Campaign Month. In January alone, we provided food to more than 600 Steele County households, and the need continues to grow. This March, our goal is to raise $100,000. Please help us keep our shelves stocked with nutritious food by donating money or food items to the Steele County Food Shelf. No one in Steele County should have to go to bed hungry. Thank you for your generous support of the Steele County Food Shelf.
Well, welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. We're now back to talk with JoLynn and Pat about the Homestead Hospice House upcoming fundraisers. And ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good to have you. You have a lot of things that you want to talk about, so let's get on with it. But first, we've got to find out a little bit about each of you.
Okay.
Pat, you are the clinical director.
I am the clinical manager at the Homestead House, right?
Okay.
I'm actually the manager for Allina Health Home Care and Hospice, which is located here in Owatonna, right at the Homestead Hospice House, and then I also manage the house as well.
Okay.
Been here for about a year and a half. I'm an RN for many years, worked here in the Owatonna community for almost 30 years now.
Wow. So a pretty new venture for you then.
I've been with the hospice program about a year and a half. Recently, I've been in and out of the program of hospice for the last 5 years.
Okay.
So it's wonderful work to care for our folks.
Earlier this week we had Franchon Perkle, who's now retired as a chaplain, so we found out some things about what's going on with the house and its the environment and so forth. So, good to have you here. And JoLynn, a volunteer.
Yes.
And we decided that it wouldn't work if we didn't have volunteers.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right.
So your time with Hospice House?
I think I probably got started as a volunteer in 2013, shortly after I retired. And then it was a couple years later that I was asked to sit on the Community Relations Board.
All right.
And so I volunteer as well as use my dog for pet therapy, which is really fun.
Okay. And is the pet therapy an exclusive to the house?
Yes.
It is, okay.
I mean, it wouldn't have to be, but I choose that it just
That's what you want to
be
have.
for the Hospice House, yeah.
Excellent. So the things that are upcoming are kind of under your purview, right?
Yes. Yeah. Apparently, this was my great idea, so they made me chairperson. I guess that's how that works.
It is how it works,
yeah,
right?
But I thought this would be a really good idea. So it's the Suits and Sneakers basketball fundraiser.
Let's put this up so everybody can see. These will be around town, of
Oh,
course.
absolutely.
Probably already are.
And we're pulling people from the community to comprise the sneaker team and the suits team. And we have, we have 14 players on the suits team and 15 on the sneaker team right now, which is pretty good.
Yeah, no,
that's not bad.
These people are from where?
A wide spectrum of people. We have Beth Fondell from the OPU. We have Julie Sullivan, junior high, Jim Kiefer. So we've got people from the school district. We've got a couple of city council people. We've got the pastor from Trinity. We have a couple people from Federated Insurance. We have Viracon. We have John, the senator, Minnesota senator.
Oh, John
Jasinski.
Petersburg, yeah.
No,
sure.
John Jasinski.
Jasinski,
I
sorry.
always have a hard time saying that name.
Wrong house.
Yeah, and then we have the Chief Keith Hiller, Sheriff Lon Teely. We've got Owatonna Shoe, Hy-Vee Food Store, Watt Ring Dental, Mayo Clinic Health System, Gold Cross Ambulance, Owatonna Bus Company, Fame Award, Allina Health, Big Brothers Big Sisters, In Touch Physical Therapy, Steele County Highway Department, and Allina Home Care. So it's a lot of people.
I think just reading
nice
off
broad
where those
spectrum.
people are coming from, there's going to be a lot of substitutions going on.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, they're short periods. They're very short periods.
Yeah, this is supposed to be very non-competitive and all for fun.
Yeah. But it says suits and sneakers. Are they going to be attired in?
No.
Oh. Okay.
My thinking was, depending on their job or occupation, they would fall into the suits category.
Oh, okay.
So if you sort of would, take note of who's on the suits team, which would be Beth Fondell, I said the principals, because I envision them, not that they're not out on the floor, but mainly sitting at their desk and maybe delegating. And so that was my logic. And then the sneakers, the chief of police, the sheriff, they're out on the street, more hands-on. Okay. So that was sort of my logic.
You're going to have referees?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. All right, so this is a fundraiser for the patient?
For the Patient Care Fund.
Care Fund, yeah.
And the Patient Care Fund is a wonderful fund that we have for our patients who come to the Homestead Hospice House, who are not able to pay for their stay there because that is a private pay situation. Folks that come there can stay under that Patient Care Fund for up to 30 days. That includes all the services of room and board, nursing support, medication administration, meals, their stay in the home there.
Wonderful. And of course, when we talk about that, well, at least it's apparent in this discussion, is that you're self-supporting. The house is self-supporting.
It is self-supporting, and it's self-supporting because of this community and all of the funds that have been provided to support the patients that need that care. We have approximately in the last year, about $100,000 have gone towards folks who need that support for room and board in order to get the care they need for hospice. And so the fundraisers that we have coming up here on March 18th, the Suits and Sneakers, as well as our St. Patrick's Day dinner at the Elks Club, help support for those folks who want and need to stay there but cannot financially manage that. And so on March 18th, we have these two great fundraisers, the Suits and Sneakers in the afternoon at the high school, and then following that in the evening at the Elks, we have the St. Patrick's dinner. Okay. And all of the funds that come from those two programs or those two fundraisers will support patients who need to stay at the Homestead House and cannot financially manage that themselves.
And the tickets for the dinner are $20?
The tickets for the St. Patrick's dinner are $20 at the door. They can be purchased in advance for $15. And you can get those at the Elks Club or Kotke's, or also at the Homestead Hospice House. We do have tickets available.
Does the patient care fund include people who are in hospice care but are living at their home?
The patient care fund is for those that are in hospice. Hospice can be provided anywhere, in your home, in a facility, or at the Homestead House. And so when folks are in hospice and then need to come to the house for care, the funds cover their care in the house.
In the house.
Right.
Okay, but now if someone is able to yet or is choosing to stay at home, volunteers will come or other maybe staff will come?
Our hospice staff come to wherever the person lives. It's just not 24-hour care.
Right. And we found also when Franchon was here that we've got a wider area than just Owatonna. I mean, you're serving...
Right. We serve 5 counties. Our service area is from the center of Owatonna and a 50-mile radius from this point. So we serve folks as far north as Northfield, Dundas, as far south as Clark's Grove, as far east as Byron, as far west as Janesville, Waterville.
Don't you know?
And so those funds for people coming to the Homestead House are available to whoever might need those in that need.
Yeah. Can you? I just can't imagine what it would be like to be in that kind of in that transition and not have the service that's provided by you folks. You know, it's got to be a blessing, a wonderful thing for people.
It really is, Pete, and what we hear is often the donations we get to the Patient Care Fund are those that have come to the house, needed that care, and then turn around and donate memorials because they know how helpful it was for them to be able to be in that setting during those last days of life.
That's wonderful. It just is wonderful. Well, thank you very, very much for being here and helping us to know not only about the upcoming fundraisers, but certainly to know more about the role that Homestead Hospice House is playing in our community, and for a very special need for that. And so best wishes. Hope that you do well.
Thank you. We do too.
Yeah, I'm
yes.
sure you do. So thanks, and I'm sure at some point in time we will have either one of you or both of you back to talk more about Homestead Hospice House. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Pete.
Good. And thanks to you for staying with us. We're going to be right back after these messages. Please stay tuned.
Hi, Brad here from Owatonna Senior Place. Our goal at Senior Place is to involve, enrich, and empower adults 50 years of age or better to live as independently as possible in our communities. We do this by promoting wellness through recreational, educational, and social opportunities, as well as being a referral source for services available within our area. Activities and programming at our center emphasize creating and maintaining independence in all phases of life. Come see what Senior Place has to offer. Live full, live well, and live long.
Amy Swain Hearing Centers is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Dr. Amy Swain, and I want everyone to hear better.
Hi, I'm Betsy Linger from the Owatonna Foundation. Your generosity has made Owatonna a better place to live by benefiting our community, the arts, recreation, and education. Please consider a donation today. The Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
At Triumph Graphics, we think beyond ink. That's why you should make us your source for creative concept, design, print, mail, and web. Check us out today at triumphgraphics.com.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Happy International Women's Day! Steele County Indivisible is the sponsor of this event. Yay! Steele County Indivisible is a group that started out of the Minnesota March, the Women's March, which was, of course, a part of the March on Washington, D.C. And the group, Steele County Indivisible, follows the guidelines and of the Women's March, basically. If you look up the Women's March, that is what we base our organization's values on. So I encourage you to do that. Last year, the theme for International Women's Day was Pledging for Parity, to help women and girls achieve their ambitions, challenge conscious and unconscious bias, and call for gender-balanced leadership, value women and men's contributions equally, and create inclusive, flexible cultures. From awareness raising to concrete actions, organizations rallied their people to pledge support to help forge gender parity on International Women's Day and beyond last year. But despite progress that's being made, the World Economic Forum predicts the gender gap won't close entirely until 2186. Yeah. This is too long to wait, right? Around the world, International Women's Day can be an important catalyst and vehicle for driving greater change for women and moving closer to gender parity. That's why this year's theme is to be bold for change. Are we ready to be bold for change? Yes! What if the world truly stepped up to take bold action? Each one of us, with women, men, and non-binary people joining forces, can be a leader within our own spheres of influence by taking bold, pragmatic action to accelerate gender parity. Through purposeful collaboration, we can help women advance and unleash the limitless potential offered to economies the world over. We have urgent work to do. Are you ready to be bold for change?
This is a way of honoring those of our families, like my mother and grandmothers, who in the last 40 years and 50 years fought for rights. And so there's so many rights that we have that we didn't even realize we did have if we had been born back in the 30s and 40s and 50s. It was not until the Equal Credit Opportunity Act in 1974 that women were universally allowed to open a bank account without a husband or male family member's permission. Yeah. It wasn't until 1968 with legalization in Mississippi that women in each state were actually allowed to serve on a jury. And even if they had gone through all the years of school and passed every test, women in the U.S. could still be denied to argue a case in 1971 as a lawyer. Contraceptives were finally approved in 1960, but they were still banned in several states for a few years. And it wasn't until the Pregnancy Discrimination Act of 1978 that women could actually go on maternity leave and not lose their job. It wasn't until the Ivy League universities, Yale, Princeton, they did not admit women until 1969. And Harvard, they had to wait because I guess they must have been chicken, but they would not allow women applicants until 1977, the year I graduated. So I guess I couldn't go to Harvard. Women were not accepted into West Point until 1976. The legendary, this is a crazy one. The legendary Boston Marathon was an all-male event until 1972. Like women can't run. Okay. Despite all the hard work women have put into the military for decades, they weren't allowed to serve in combat until very recently in 2013. So yay for us. And NASA did not allow women to be astronauts until Sally Ride broke that mold in 1978. So hooray for us.
All right. There used to be a Virginia Slims commercial that said, "We've come a long ways, baby." And yes, we have come a long ways, but we still have a ways to go. There are 74.6 million people in the civilian workforce in the United States of America. About 47% of the workers in the U.S. are women. More than 39% of the women work in occupations where women make up at least 3/4 of the workforce. That tends to be considered women's jobs, like in child care, in caring for the disabled and the elderly, in serving others. And therefore, oftentimes, the powers that be see fit to not pay us as much. According to the U.S. Census Bureau in 2015, women working in the United States, on average, were paid 80% of what the average man is paid in the United States for the same work, the same education, and the same experience. We're a little better in Minnesota, though. We're at 81% here. 40% of the women in the United States, 40% of the mothers with children under age 18 are working in are the primary care workers in their family or the sole worker in their family. The work pay, we consider we white women are paid less than the average man, but a Hispanic or a Latina woman is paid 54% of the average pay of the white man. African Americans are paid 62% of white men, of the pay of white men. 3 out of the 4 public traded, the 3,000 largest publicly traded companies in the United States, corporations, have 0 women on their boards. Yet studies are showing that women on the boards of directors, their corporations earn more money and have better policies in their workplace. We need women. 51% of the population of our nation are women, yet 20% of the United States senators are women. We need women in government. The proportion of women with college degrees has increased. More than 40% of the women in the labor force in 2016 have college degrees. We need educated women. Range of occupations that women have nowadays has changed as well. Fewer than 1 in 10 attorneys or lawyers in 1970 were women. Now 1 in 3 lawyers in the U.S. are women. We need women lawyers. Despite these gains, women are still underrepresented in STEM fields, science, technology, engineering, and math. Women's share of workers in the computer industry and computer technology is actually decreased since 1990. We need women in STEM fields. Women do the majority, still, even though many of us have wonderful helpmates who carry a great deal of burden around our home, not least of them, my husband, who's out in the audience. But we still often bear the larger burden of caretaking, of shopping, of cleaning, of cooking. We need women of all ages to work together for change in this country. Be bold for change. Women's rights are human rights. We need to build bridges for all of us, women, men, and all of people of all colors, not walls. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dave Efforts with TPS Insurance. We're here to handle all your insurance needs. We are a very proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Well, welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. Thanks so much for staying with us. We've got some community announcements for you now. A reminder that Daylight Savings Time begins this Sunday, March 12th. It's a reminder to set your clocks ahead 1 hour before you go to bed on Saturday. Grandparents for Education is participating in the all-you-can-eat Knights of Columbus Lenten Fish Fry on March 10th, 2017 from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Owatonna KC Hall. Tickets are $10 in advance and $11 at the door. Children 6 and under are free. Tickets can be purchased at Kotke Jewelry or from any GFE member or call Linda at 507-390-4468. Come join the Owatonna Figure Skating Club skaters at their 2017 Road Trip Ice Show on Saturday, March 11, 2017 at 2 p.m. at the Four Seasons. Pre-sale tickets are $7 available at Court Sports. Tickets at the door, $10. Kids 5 and under are free. The community is invited to a special Owatonna Hospital Healing Arts Program reception where you can meet the artists on Tuesday, March 14th from 4:30 to 6 p.m. at Owatonna Hospital. The new artwork is on view now through the end of June. The works of Gail Cole, Reverend Jack Dahl, Candy Keene, April Malphurs, and Sarah Whitmont Schlager will be on display. St. Paul's Episcopal Church on the corner of Middle Street and Cedar Avenue is again having its Lenten Speaker Series. The Things We Treasure is the theme. And that will be on Wednesday at 12:10 till 12:30. Jackie Ostland is the speaker. Next speaker, and afterwards, if you'd like, lunch at $6 in the church basement. All proceeds benefit Steele County Free Clinic and the Crisis Resource Center. That takes care of it for today. We will be back on Monday with Steele County Skywarn and Greens Market. Thanks for being with us and have a great weekend. See you back here on Monday.